A lot of people do that.
Who does this?
People that work in studios do that so that they can hear the sound in the room and hear it in the headphones.
Do we have a studio? This is a room.
This is where we record. It doesn't matter if it's a studio or not. But people do that so that they can hear both sounds.
Okay.
That's all. Why are you being so confrontational today? Yes. She's saying she's confronting me about me drinking caffeine, yet she's drank coffee every single day for the last 40 years. So I don't know what she's talking about.
I have not. I'm 47. I have not drank coffee.
Okay, so 30. For the last 30 years, she's drank coffee every day. But there's something wrong with my energy
so you were drinking. No, you're not. You're drinking freaking Monster energy drink.
No, listen.
And then you're like, we didn't do the podcast yesterday because you're all like, oh my gosh, I'm so tired. And then you're like, I think I have ADD. Oh, because I had caffeine. And then I had, whatever else you're drinking. And then you're trying to rationalize your energy drink usage.
Listen,
because you're like, it's the best fruit punch I've ever had.
It's not even
the flavor of whatever it is.
It's not even me trying to rationalize it. It's caffeine. It has caffeine. It's not a regular Monster Energy. The regular Monster Energy drinks, not juice. It's not Monster Energy drink. It's Monster Energy juice.
Semantics.
The juice has less caffeine in it and more flavors. I guess it's punch. It's just juice.
And I told you to drink a different juice.
But I like it. And it gives me energy in the morning, just like coffee does.
Coffee doesn't give me energy.
Exactly. That's a real addict. It doesn't even do anything. It doesn't even do anything for you anymore, and you still do it. At least I'm doing it for a purpose, for two purposes. I like the taste, and it gives me energy. And sometimes I just want to taste it.
Me and Johnny were talking about this yesterday. Like how people are always like, "Oh, but you drink coffee." And it's just anytime somebody's like, "You need to cut down." Like I've mentioned, you need to cut down drinking kratom. We had a whole episode on kratom. And if you haven't checked that out, check out that episode. It's really great. We got a lot of great comments on that one. Or if somebody says, oh, you need to cut down on drinking alcohol. Well, you drink coffee every day. It is not in the same league. And I don't like it whenever people compare the two, because it's not about the substance. It's about the mentality and the behavior patterns when people are using it.
Yeah, that's true, but that's a different.
And that's
a different conversation than what we were talking about.
I know, and we'll have that conversation again. But I'm just saying, I'm not being confrontational.
Yes.
You have not seen me be confrontational.
She's been pretty confrontational.
I have not been confrontational at all. It is just about, I'm a concerned mother, and I'm also a counselor. So anytime it's just that mentality.
Well, you can turn that part of your brain off.
I do, but whenever it's the mothering part, I do not turn that off.
Well, I don't have a problem with caffeine. I'm not constantly. There's people that are drinking Red Bulls all day, every day. Yeah. Like I might have two at the most of the time. I only have one. I'll have two energy drinks or coffees in a day at the most. Like I'm not drinking it all day long. That's crazy. And I don't always like it. I don't always like how it makes me feel. Sometimes it makes me feel like crap. So I don't have a problem with it.
Well, I say you cut out the kratom, and I say that you cut out the.
Oh my goodness.
And then I say, you just drink, water.
Oh my God. I drink water all day too.
I know, but you need to cut out all the other crap as well.
Whatever.
Okay, well, welcome to episode 48 of the Tay and Tristan Hour.
Yeah.
Yes.
48.
I know. We're coming up on 50 episodes pretty soon, God willing.
Yeah.
And we're coming up on a year that we have been doing this podcast.
What was the day of our first episode?
I know that the name of the episode was Let Us Introduce Ourselves. And actually, you weren't in the first podcast episode.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
You were being very diva-ish.
No.
And, yeah, you kind of actually were. You were kind of like you were. Tristan was being very I don't know if I want to do it.
But no, that wasn't.
You were like, let me put on my producer thinking hat and come up with something like really cool to talk about. And I was just like jumping in, like, I'm doing it. I don't care. Bye.
But that wasn't the reason that I didn't do the first episode.
You didn't do like the first 2 episodes. You didn't do like the first 2. Me and Johnny did it.
Yeah. The second one might have been because of that, because I didn't. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, so he does admit to being kind of diva-ish. Okay.
But I don't know. Not diva-ish.
Tristan.
That's a strong word.
You were being
Diva.
a diva. He was being diva-ish.
I don't think so. But
A little bit. You were being a little bit of a diva.
I don't know.
You were just like, oh, I'm tired. But he wasn't doing anything. I was like, do you want to come and do the pod? No, I'm not going to do it today.
And then
He's like, but I'll set your camera up.
Yeah.
But I'm not gonna stay. I'm like, you're right in here setting everything up. You don't want to do it. No, I'm not gonna do it today.
Well, I was right there for the 3rd episode. 3 is a magic number.
Yeah. It was just the weirdest thing. I was like, why are you not doing this? Is our podcast. Why? You're like, no, it's yours. I was like, you're like, I'm just sitting in. Do you remember that? He was so mean to me. This is like, I keep saying this. You love me, but you're like, he's a rude producer, man. He is ruthless, dude. He was
so false.
Oh, I'm such the victim.
That is so false.
No. But yeah. So I think April. I think we just hang on. The 14th. I think
April 14th.
I want to say that. I was thinking April 4th, but I think it's like sometime this week or like April 11th or something. Mm-hmm. It's sometime this week that will be like a year.
Yeah.
So something like that. So it's crazy.
Yeah.
I love it though. I never thought we would get past like 10 episodes of even recording.
Yeah, most podcasts.
The podcast. So the fact that we've even gotten past that is great.
Yeah, most podcasts don't make it to a year. Or most people that start podcasts.
Yeah.
Don't make it that long.
So I don't even know why. We just keep doing it.
You just keep showing up.
No matter if we have like a lot of years, it's not even about that. Like for me, I always keep track. Tristan's like, why are you doing that?
Well, no, I like to see but
I like for people to view it.
Yeah.
And I wanted to do it. Did you just belch it?
Sorry. I ate. Listen, Mom made some fajitas earlier.
Amazing steak fajitas.
There was still a bunch of meat in the skillet, and I just ate like 80% of it out of the.
Did you just eat the meat, not the peppers?
Well, some of them had a little bit of peppers on them, but yeah, I just ate the meat out of the skillet. So that's why I'm belching.
I made like some really great steak fajitas it's a recipe from the DDPY yoga program or DDP yoga program.
Yeah.
If people are not doing that, I know Tristan does not like for us to do promotion on our podcast that we're not being paid for, but we're just a mom and son podcast mom and pop shop, whatever podcast. But yeah, I mean, that's the yoga program. I think I'm on week 6 of the program because I had to start it over because I became lazy and I fell off the wagon, but I got back on.
Yeah.
I think that's how it is. And so I'm on week 6 now. But I've been doing like a lot of the recipes and everything from there. So I have my favorites that I make. Because some of that stuff, I'm like, I don't know if I would really like to eat it. Mm-hmm. But yeah, so the steak fajitas are one. Yeah. And you would think whenever you eat some of the food off of a lot of these diet programs, like they wouldn't taste very good. Mm-hmm. Because one, they don't have there's not like a high fat content, you know? in a lot of these recipes, but they actually taste very good, and it doesn't have a lot of it looks like they have a lot of ingredients, but a lot of the ingredients that they have are either dairy free, gluten free, or just very low fat or organic, and they're really good. You don't feel bloated. You don't feel like you've just eaten a ton of crap. Very good. And I've lost weight. I've actually lost like probably 8 pounds or something like that.
Yeah. Well, yeah, most of that is is cutting
great.
out refined sugars and bread
Yes.
is really what does it.
Yeah.
Or like carbohydrates and like from pasta and bread and stuff like that really makes you blow up.
I never knew that I liked zucchini.
Me neither.
I never did. Like, you even tried my chicken teriyaki pasta, which is another recipe. That's a part of that program.
Yeah, but I just ate the meat out of it.
I know he just eats. Okay, so like he'll watch me cook a lot of these meals that I'll make, and he's like, "Ooh, that smells really good," but he won't eat any of it. And it's good.
I tried some.
But you just eat the meat. You don't eat any of the stuff that's underneath it, like the zucchini noodles that I made.
Yeah.
With it were really good, or zoodles.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know.
Yeah.
And people are probably like, "That's been out there for years, lady."
Yeah.
And I'm like,
I'm sure.
Yeah, but if you grew up like I grew up eating, like we ate fried chicken and fried pork chops.
Yeah.
And mac and cheese, which I still love, but there's healthier ways to make that as well. So
you can still have that stuff, but just once in a while.
It's moderation for sure.
Yeah, that's really what it is.
But I don't know, because like I'll eat stuff like that I used to eat, like I like to eat and treat myself to it, and I don't feel good after I eat it.
Yeah, you don't.
I don't feel.
But you're
good.
you're just eating it for mouth pleasure. That's what it's for. It's just pure mouth pleasure. Even if you know that you're gonna feel terrible after you eat it,
I love that.
You're just eating it because
gosh.
for the
Hilarious.
for the mouth pleasure.
He just keeps saying that. He just keeps saying that because he's just the mouth pleasure.
Yeah.
I don't know. Don't say that again.
I'm saying that's how most people eat. They only eat for they only eat for the MP. Okay.
Just say it. Mouth pleasure.
Yeah, they only eat. Most people.
There's another term. There's got to be another term.
Tongue pleasure. They only eat for their taste buds, I guess. I don't know.
We're tired. I know I'm tired today.
Well, I'm saying a lot of people, especially
I get it.
in America, they're only eating for the taste. They're not eating for how it makes them feel, or
well, no, they may eat because of how it makes them feel, because there's like dopamine.
But I'm saying how it makes you feel physically.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying? Like if you only eat junk and have only eaten junk for your whole life, like you just get used to feeling like crap, and it's just normal. You don't think that you feel like crap. You just, even though it's normal for you.
Yeah, it is normal.
But when you start eating, when you cut a lot of that stuff out and eat healthier, and then you eat something that you used to eat, then you realize, like, oh my God, like,
feel a lot. Yeah,
like I feel so much better.
I feel so much better. Like I actually I have energy now. Sometimes, I mean, I'm older, but I just do feel better. And then doing like the 25-minute or the 30-minute exercises helps too. Actually, I have to do one tonight, but it feels good. Like it sometimes it's hard to get motivated to actually do it, but once I start doing it, it's like, no, get up and just go do it. But it feels good. And then I actually rode my bike yesterday.
Oh, did you?
I rode for like almost 2 miles just around the block.
Did you wear your helmet?
I didn't. I need to wear my helmet because I wasn't.
No, you should get a better helmet, because I just bought a little cheap helmet.
No. I'm gonna wear that helmet, but I think whenever I actually go on on a bike trail and like when I'm actually riding up a hill and stuff, because and it was so funny yesterday. I felt like a little kid. because I rode it around the first time and I was like, why? Like I have it on the lowest setting on the bike. Okay. Like the lowest gear. And then I'm like, why is this thing not coasting? Like, you pedal and then, you take a break and your bike coasts. Well, I realized why it wasn't doing it. Because the freaking tires were flat.
Oh my goodness.
And then I was like, why is this thing hard to pedal? I was like, what's wrong with my bike? And so I looked and I was like, oh my gosh, it was not completely flat, but it was like low on air. So I come home, I get Johnny, and I was like, I don't have air in my tires.
Oh my goodness.
And Johnny, I was like, Dad, put some air in my tires. And so of course I pulled the bike out around, and Johnny's got his little air pump. He comes out there. He's like, I'm going to put air in your tires. And so he aired up my bike tires. And then I took off riding my bike like a little kid. And then I was like, yeah, this is fun. and then it was like, oh, now it coasts. And then I was just riding all around.
Yeah.
And I did like almost 2 miles. Just based off what my watch said.
Yeah.
And then it was fun, but I realized, man, my legs are weak.
Yeah,
my legs are so weak.
It's a great exercise for your legs. They're moving constantly.
Yeah. I didn't realize that. But I sit all day. Well, most of the day, because sometimes I'll get up and I'll walk.
Yeah.
At least a mile around. And then I'm just trying to get myself in shape. And what prompted me to like really try to get in shape was like my last doctor's visit, which was like labs were good and everything, but then they were like, your cholesterol is elevated. And I don't want to be on medication.
No.
We have like a family history in our family anyway, where like there's diabetes and there's been high blood pressure and all of that. And I don't want to be on medication. I don't like pills.
Yeah, you just don't want to swallow pills.
I have never wanted to swallow pills, and that goes back to a time when I swallowed a penny accidentally as a child.
Yeah.
It was a traumatic experience.
Is that why?
I think so, yeah. I will never forget that. I like the feel of it going down, and I think that's why it's just like that gag reflex.
Yeah,
I can't swallow like a huge pill. Like, I can't. Something small, yes, I've learned to kind of
let it flow down.
Like I remember being in the hospital like right before surgery, and the nurses were in there. This is probably like a few years ago when I had to have surgery. Mm-hmm. And they were like, you have to swallow that pill. I was like, I don't think I can. It's too big. They were like, I remember the nurses were so nice. They were like coaching me through it. It was they were like, you have to just let it go down. I was like, I can't.
Yeah.
It was just the craziest thing. But yeah. But I don't want to take a lot of pills for medication. So I'm trying to change my diet, get exercise, move, and just lose weight because I'm overweight for my height and just my body frame. I'm overweight.
Well, generally people who are overweight, especially really overweight, they get really strong legs because they're carrying around so much weight. So
I don't know about that because my legs are weak as I don't know what. I was like, wow. When I was pedaling, I was like, oh my gosh.
It's just you just don't do it often. So it's almost like a foreign motion for your body.
But I remember being a kid, like never feeling like that.
Well, yeah, because you're a kid.
Do you remember when you got on my bike Christmas?
Of course.
He
did.
I
haven't ridden a bike in years. I was afraid.
That's how I feel. That's how I feel too. I like whenever you get on a bike, you're kind of like.
But also, I was wearing sandals.
No.
I was wearing slides, so I didn't feel like I was getting a good grip on the pedals. So,
that's not true.
No, it is true. I'm just saying that contributed to my fear. Is all I'm saying.
You should get a bike. You should get a bike, and we should all go to the park and ride bikes.
Would you go on a bike trail?
Yeah, I would go on a bike trail.
I mean, one that's got like hills and stuff.
I actually found, I would, yeah.
That has like jumps and
jumps.
crazy.
It's not rad.
I'm saying there's trails. Like I went to a park.
I'm not ready for that. I need just a trail. There's a place that me and my friend went to on Saturday that's called Riverfront Park. It's in St. John's, and it's we neither one of us had ever been there, so you can walk, and they've got piers out there. It's on the water, it's on the St. John's River, and it's just amazing. And they got a bike trail and a walking trail out there, and yeah, and I was like, this would be so great to bring my bike out to and ride.
Yeah,
but I just need to get a bike rack. But I need somebody else to ride with me. So you or Johnny, somebody needs to ride.
I would ride. Yeah.
Yeah, so you need to go buy a bike. You can buy a bike next week.
No, I don't know about next
week. Come on. See, this is what I'm saying. Nobody wants to do nothing with me.
I don't know.
So that's my little taking care of yourself segment of this podcast and just general good health, because yeah, I love that. It's just about taking care of yourself. That's for me. What I need to do is just, and I've lost some weight. I feel a lot better.
Yeah. I might go back on the carnivore diet.
The carnivore diet?
Yeah.
I don't know, dude. You broke out in like a hellish rash.
Yeah.
I was really concerned. Like Tristan had like it's like bumps all over your body because you didn't have any carbs.
No, I didn't. I completely stopped eating any sort of carbohydrates. And I guess for some people, when they go into a ketogenic state, their body just reacts badly to that.
Yeah.
I guess. Mm-hmm. And so, yeah, I had like a rash, like all over my body, like in different places.
I told him, I was like, you need to go eat some starch and potatoes or something. I was like, you need to go eat some carbs, some bread. I don't care what it is. But I was like, you cannot. No. I was concerned because it was bad.
Yeah.
It was bad. I was like, no, I don't know about the carnivore diet for you. I think you can find something else to do.
Yeah.
Because you get exercise at work, but I think you can find another diet that's not so extreme.
It's so funny.
That seems extreme.
I've done two of the most extreme diets with going vegan, and then doing carnivore.
Yeah, you need to find a healthy balance.
Yeah.
So this is one of the things as a counselor I always tell, find a healthy balance. You're like on one side here and then one side here, and like.
Well, I think a better way to do it would just be go. Not completely carnivore, like eating a lot of protein, but also some greens and vegetables that have carbohydrates.
Why don't you do protein?
Or fruit.
Why don't you do protein shakes?
I mean, that would be fine, but it's better if you get it from an animal protein. I guess do that. I guess protein powder, a lot of it is made with animal protein, but there's other stuff in it too that's good for you.
I never thought I would ever use an organic protein powder, but that's what I use in my my overnight oats that I eat like in the morning. And Mom was looking at it. She was like, "How can you eat that?" I was like, "It's really good."
It is good.
I said,
I tried some.
It's actually really good.
Yeah.
It's got the chia seeds in it. And all of that. There's also something else I was wanting to try. Like I've never had quinoa, and I've never had flax seeds, and there's a recipe that calls for that as well. So I don't know.
Yeah,
maybe I'll try that. So I'm kind of getting into a little bit more of all of this healthy eating, but I don't know.
You should look into that scorpion venom stuff. That's supposed to be good for you.
What the heck is that?
I forget what it's called. Is it scorpion venom? It's something from a scorpion, and it's blue. It's methylene blue, I think it's called.
What does it do?
People have I don't know. It's just supposed to be good for you.
No, if you can't sit here and tell me what it is and what it does,
I gotta find out what it does.
I am not gonna use anything like that.
I think it's called methylene blue, and it's literally blue, and people consume it.
For what? I'm sorry. I don't want anything from a scorpion or a snake in my body.
No, it's not methylene blue. What am I thinking of?
I was gonna say that sounds like some kind of gas.
Yeah, no, I don't think.
That sounds like something you should not be ingesting.
I think it's just scorpion venom.
Why would you ingest or use scorpion venom?
For some reason, it does something. It does blue. It's blue scorpion venom. Yeah. So it helps with arthritis. It helps with gastrointestinal issues, nerve pain, muscular and skeletal issues, body swelling. It reduces inflammation. Yeah, it's supposed to do all this stuff. But I just heard about it on a podcast that, people have been taking. It's probably been a thing for a long time, but I guess it's more popular now. I think it's just supposed to relieve inflammation in your body. But it's expensive. It's really expensive. Because it's scorpion.
It's probably something that rich people do.
It's like $300 for a 4-ounce bottle.
No, thank you.
Yeah.
I'll take some ibuprofen. I'm good.
Well, that actually causes more inflammation in the body.
Well, you know what? Whatever. I'm not, I'll take my chances. I'll take my chances with ibuprofen. Because I don't know what the side effects of blue scorpion venom are. Okay?
I mean, it can't be bad if people are using it.
How many people are using it?
I mean, it's being sold by...
Okay, that's not what I'm asking. I know that it's being sold. I'm asking how many people are buying it and what are the testimonials? Do you know what a testimonial is?
I do.
Okay.
I've just heard the person I heard it from, apparently it's just good. It reduces inflammation in your body.
Who is the person that said this?
A former UFC. It doesn't matter. That's not who I look for information. It's just
Did this come from a medical professional?
No. Okay. No, I'm not saying to take this stuff. I'm not saying that.
Okay, so if it has not come from a licensed medical professional or somebody who is in their field, as soon as it comes from them and there's a paper written on it and there's been clinical trials, when it gets to that point, let me know. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Who knows if that'll happen?
Who knows? Anyway, point being, take care of yourself, but don't be doing nothing experimental or listening to UFC fighters about stuff like that. Okay,
No,
go ahead.
Yeah, don't do
that. Okay. Wait until a medical professional tells you, scientist.
Yeah.
Maybe that might be
that's a better idea.
An option. Okay, but that was a fun fact for all of us. Okay. All right, Tristan, go ahead. What did you want to talk about today?
So,
there's another topic that you wanted to discuss today.
So recently, I don't remember what day it was, but the legendary actor Val Kilmer passed away. What's your favorite Val Kilmer movie?
Oh, I loved him in Top Gun as Iceman. I just think he had like the coolest haircut, and the scene of him playing beach volleyball was awesome.
Oh my goodness. Awesome. Yeah. I'm sure that's the word you were thinking.
Oh, yeah, that is. Well, you're my son. So, and then, God, you're such a butt.
Just say it.
Such a butt. Yeah, that, and then of course his, I loved him as Doc Holliday in Tombstone. Probably one of my absolute favorites.
Yeah.
He was amazing in that.
I think that's the only Val Kilmer movie I've ever seen is Tombstone.
Yeah. Oh, he's had plenty of others.
I know he has.
He did take a turn as Batman. And then he played in he played in Heat, I believe.
Heat, yeah.
And then but Tombstone has to be my favorite.
Yeah, mine
That
too.
and Top Gun. Yeah, he'll always be famous for that.
Yeah.
But yeah, he was. And then he did come back in Maverick, Top Gun Maverick.
Which is right. I saw something on the internet that said that he was like bedridden for the last 3 years.
Yeah, that's what they said.
Or something. I think he had some kind of
throat cancer.
Yeah, he had throat cancer.
Yeah. He did. Couldn't talk.
Yeah.
Yeah. Very sick.
Which sucks because his accent in Tombstone was pretty good.
He was amazing. He was amazing.
That's just one of the coolest characters ever. It's so crazy because before he passed, I started seeing all these Tombstone edits on TikTok of like Doc Holliday.
Yeah.
And it's just like crazy that he passed away like a few days after I was seeing those. But it was just one of the coolest performances.
Yeah. He was amazing. And I think it was one of those where, his passing is one of those. It's amazing because we've lost like a lot of people this year so far, celebrities. And, it's just been, I don't know, like Val Kilmer. I don't. It was sad because he was not that old. I mean, 65, but it was one of those where you're kind of like, it may have been like expected because of his condition.
Yeah, he's been sick
for a long time. But it's also one of those things where when they pass, it's still like a surprise, you just don't. And I think that's just the mentality. I think it's you see it coming, but you're surprised when it happens, Like, I think the death of, like, Gene Hackman was surprising for people, even though the guy was, like, in his 90s.
Yeah.
I think in the way that their deaths happened was, like, I think people were looking for foul play for some reason with
people are
Gene
always
Hackman,
look for foul play.
just because of their status.
Yeah.
But I think the death of Val Kilmer is just sad for a lot of people because there was nothing that was like negative or bad or surrounding him. He was really kind of like a low key kind of actor, but he was a great actor though.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah. So yeah, it was sad. Yeah.
Well,
I liked him. He was a great actor though.
I wanted to ask you, what celebrity death shocked you the most, or like
there's been
the most impact on you?
There's been a couple,
or like made you cry.
I don't think I've cried over any celebrity death, honestly. If anything, definitely the death of Michael Jackson was very sad.
Wow, you just stole mine. That was mine.
I mean, well, you can say that one too. But that was sad. Like that one. Like there were actually 2 deaths that day. So Farrah Fawcett died the same day. And I remember, like, I was sad that Farrah Fawcett died because I liked Farrah Fawcett as an actress too. And she was like your 70s Texas pinup, Charlie's Angels, and and then it was like he kind of overshadowed like her death. It was like great,
Yeah, I mean it's Michael Jackson.
It's Michael Jackson. That was like the shock that was like a shock to the system. That was like, oh my gosh. And then I think like there was like several. Oh my gosh, I'll probably choose your other ones. The one that was so sad to me was Kobe Bryant and his daughter.
Oh my, that was my other answer.
That one was like, now that one pretty much, like, I don't know if I cried. I might have cried on that one. Like, I think with Kobe, not only was it just him, it was his daughter. And then there were other young teammates of hers and other parents that died.
Yeah.
It was almost kind of like I did not want it to be.
Yeah.
That death. And it's how 2020 opened up. It was like, and that whole year was like the worst year.
Yeah, it was crazy.
Like ever. It started off with Kobe Bryant's death.
Yeah.
And then COVID, and it was just the most terrible year ever. It seemed like.
But that one, I want to go back to we'll go back to Kobe Bryant, but I want to go back to the Michael Jackson thing.
Yes.
I remember the because I guess he had passed away like the night before.
Yes.
And I remember sitting on the couch with you that morning, and they were like playing the music videos and stuff on MTV or VH1 or whatever it was. And Earth Song came on, the music video for Earth Song.
Yeah.
And I swear to God, like a movie, I shed a single tear.
Oh,
while we were watching the music video.
Yeah.
I was really sad about Michael Jackson.
Yeah. And I think it's still, it was just like,
I mean, he's the most famous person
ever. Yes.
Like celebrities, like he's the most famous of all time.
Yeah.
Without a doubt.
That was, I don't know. Like you couldn't find, and I remember us going out to like trying to find CDs. That's when they had CDs then. Well, they still sell CDs, but I don't think they sell CDs. But
they do.
They do, but you just don't. They don't have CD players in cars anymore.
People just don't buy them.
But yeah, we were going out trying to find CDs and everything, and all of them were bought up. And I remember like, it was just that was he was the most popular pop star on the planet.
Yeah.
That one was hard. That one was just shock. Like, no, not Michael Jackson.
Yeah, you never would have thought. You never would have expected. Like, I think it's also when you think of somebody that's that famous, you almost feel like they're never gonna die. Like, you know, like I'm saying, it's not. Obviously, that's not true. I'm saying, but it's sort of like you sort of have like an irrational thought like that. Like, what, this can't be. It's Michael Jackson and he died? Like, what are you talking about?
Even though we know that celebrities are just people. Yeah. And they die, but we kind of immortalize them. Yeah. And as a celebrity. And it's just it's not even like we know people die, but it's just the idea of them and what they represent, I think. Because there's a lot of celebrities that die. There's a lot of celebrities that have passed. But there's certain ones I think that
Michael Jackson, it was different.
But he was past celebrity. I don't even know what you call that.
He was like,
I don't know what famous you call that. That's beyond. I don't know what
he was beyond fame. He was I don't think there's even a word for it.
That's beyond fame. I don't know if there's anyone who has reached that level or of fame.
Nobody has, and nobody ever will.
I don't know.
And I think it's because he was famous since he was like 5 years old.
Yeah, like
he grew up in front of the world.
Yeah,
and was a superstar that whole time.
He really was. Yeah.
So there's like, it's not just one generation of people. Like if a musician in their 30s passes away or a musician in their 20s, like generally there's most of their audience is going to be of a certain generation. Right. But with somebody like Michael Jackson, who was famous since he was a child, that's at least like 3 or 4 generations that got to be fans of Michael Jackson.
He was a generational superstar. He surpassed all of that. Yeah. And I agree with you. I don't think that there's anybody that can ever reach that level. No. Nobody ever will. And I mean, I think that because I think that the kind of climate we're in now with celebrities, so there's a difference between people who are famous and then people who are stars, right? So, like Kardashians are famous, right? They're famous. They're not stars.
Well, what is a star?
I think a star, this is just my interpretation of that. So a star is somebody who's like, when I think of an actor, when I think of a singer, like they are going to have staying power. Like long-term stars. Like your stars are going to be like, like your De Niro's, your Al Pacino's, your, Cary Grant, like your old school, like those types of people had long-term staying power, star power,
So are you?
There are celebrities who will come and go. There are celebrities there are people who are famous for what?
Anything. People get famous for anything.
I mean, but how long do they stay that way?
See, I don't think you can use that argument for the Kardashians, though, because they've been famous for like almost 20 years. And
they're famous because of an O.J. Simpson case. That's why they're only famous because they're famous. They're famous because they're famous for a name. They're famous because of a name that they capitalized on. They are. I remember Barbara Walters asking Kim Kardashian, "What are you famous for?" I remember her asking, "What have you done to become as famous as you are?" I remember. I don't know if a lot of people, I don't know if people were like upset at Barbara Walters for asking her that question or what, but she was like, there are people who have worked in the business for a very long time, have not, gotten to that point of fame. She's like, what have you done basically to deserve your status? And dude, you did a sex tape. You haven't done at that point is what I'm saying. At that point, I'm not saying she's not,
but the thing is
smart. I'm just saying there are people who are famous. They're famous because of a name.
Yeah.
That they capitalized on. That they are.
Yeah.
Do you think if they didn't have the last name Kardashian, what would they be doing?
What do you mean? Some of them have the last name Jenner, and they're famous too.
Yeah, because of their dad being a triathlon athlete and was famous because of that. He is like a famous athlete. What did they're only famous because of Robert Kardashian defending O.J. Simpson. That's
I guess that was
because of a name.
I guess that was the catalyst, but it was also the Ray J videos really what made them famous. And apparently
a sex tape.
And apparently Kris Jenner was like the mastermind behind that. And
yes, exactly. She pimped out her daughter for fame.
I mean, but look where they are now.
I know, that's what I'm saying.
They're billionaires.
That's what I'm saying. But is that really a star? Are you just famous because? But look how you've gained your fame. You know what I'm saying? It's through It's through exploitation, and it's through exploitation, and if that's what famous is. If that's what famous is, but that's kind of like an evil way to do it. Is what I'm saying. That doesn't mean that someone is talented because you exploited them. You know what I'm saying? You're not talented.
Yeah, but
you're buying your way into something.
You don't have to be talented to be famous, and also,
unfortunately,
beautiful people have always been famous for being beautiful.
But that's not true. There's a lot of beautiful people in this world that are not famous.
Yeah, because they're not trying to be famous. And some of them are trying to be famous and they don't make it. Right. I'm just saying.
So why don't they? That's a good question. Why don't they become famous? Because they're just as beautiful, if not more beautiful.
Well, everyone doesn't want to do that. But some people know. Listen, some people have more of a mind of like. Some people know that they're beautiful and they're going to capitalize on it.
Very true.
A lot of women do that. There's a ton of women who are only known because they're attractive. And Kim Kardashian and the Kardashians in general are that's their whole thing. They're famous because there were reasons why they came to be famous, but I'm just saying they're in the spotlight because they're attractive people.
Yes.
And that's been a thing for all of time.
Yeah. Well, since she's put her daughters out there.
Yeah.
Yeah. She's a madam.
But I'm saying I don't think. Well.
Yeah. So you're too.
I know what a madam is.
Okay, that's what I'm saying.
But personally, I don't think there's.
But there has to be. But there's a difference. That's fame. Okay.
Yeah.
That's famous. But there's also stars, and I think I heard this on another like another podcast where they were kind of trying to explain what the difference is. Like they were saying Kardashians are famous, which they are. They're famous, but they don't have. Well, they're not stars in a way. You know what I'm saying?
I think what a star really is, is someone that excels exceptionally in whatever they're doing. So, like, obviously, Michael Jackson was a superstar. He excelled in music.
Well, because he has
Madonna was
talent.
A star.
Right.
Rihanna's a star.
Yes, because they actually have a talent. That's a star.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. There's fame, there's famous people, and then there are stars.
I think it's stars when you put the fame and the talent together, and then that makes a star. But I mean, I guess that's
I don't know,
because some people just do just get famous off of their talent, I guess. But
and I mean there are some people that are famous and they have absolutely zero talent.
Yeah.
I mean, none.
But I'm saying a star is someone who's famous and talented at the same time.
I mean, look at
exceptionally talented.
Perfect example of that is the Huckleberry girl. I mean, she's famous and she's famous for saying something.
Would you be sad if she died?
No. I mean, I don't want to see anybody die, but I'm not going to be like, oh my gosh, the Huckleberry girl died. Like, I mean, it's just like, I don't want to see anybody die, but I'm not going to be like mourning her like I did Michael Jackson. Come on.
Yeah,
does that make me a bad person?
No, it makes perfect sense. It makes perfect sense.
Like, oh my God, did you hear?
I mean, that
makes me sound really bad.
No, but
I'm not going to.
I understand what you're saying.
Come on.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, no.
But it is crazy. People literally,
it's just nuts.
Will get famous.
you get my point though.
Yeah.
Like I use the Kardashians as an example because they are the example. These people are famous for nothing. They're famous for nothing. Whether people can argue that, however, they to me they have things now that they've excelled at because, you know, their mother, you know, sold a sex tape. That's what she did. She pimped her daughter out. And that's the bottom line. I don't care.
You're saying you wouldn't pimp me out for $3 billion?
Are you freaking kidding me?
For $3 billion?
No, that is selling you.
No, I know it's morally
and you know unethical. And you know what would happen if I did that? They would use and abuse you. No, because I know, no, there's no amount of. I would have to live with the guilt of that.
Yeah,
and I couldn't live with that. I love you too much.
Well, no, the guilt would be be numbed by the billions of dollars in your bank account. I'm sure that's how she lives with it.
No, well, you know? I don't care. I would have to sleep at night.
Yeah.
And I have to live with myself. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know. I don't actually know for sure that that's even the case, but I'm just saying that's
I'm talking about to your point.
No, yeah,
you're just making. I'm not saying that that's what she did. I'm just saying, but she sold that tape.
I don't know if that's true.
She did.
I've seen a lot of people say that she is the reason that got
she is. You know, did nobody know who? The only people who knew who Kim Kardashian was Paris Hilton because she was Paris Hilton's assistant.
Oh, was she? I didn't know.
Yeah, she was, and she knew celebrities because of Paris Hilton. That's how she was. She was her makeup artist and stylist.
Yeah,
because she ran in that crowd. That's how she met Ray J. That's how she met Brandy.
Yeah,
and. Yeah, exactly. See, honey, you got to do your research. You got to know these things. That's how. And see, you make a tape. It's recorded. Oh, the tape went out. Yeah, how'd you get it? Because that was your tape and your stash or Ray J's stash. So y'all all got together and figured out how to release it. Mm-hmm. Come on now.
You know what's funny?
Yeah, I mean, come on.
I will say that.
That's how they got famous.
I will say that the Kardashians, especially Kim Kardashian, is one of the biggest trendsetters of all time. Because
sure, yeah.
I'm saying a big reason why she was like made so popular from that videos because she had a big butt.
Yes.
And it was like, oh my God, look how big her butt. Now everyone has a butt like that. You know, like it's just like a normal thing.
Everybody has BBLs.
And she made that a thing.
Yeah.
I think she had a huge role in making that a thing, especially for women not of color.
Yes.
Because obviously women of color already had
big butts. Yes. Yeah. And now it's like, oh, here, now you can be not a woman of color and have a big butt and it's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's just, don't get me started. I don't, because that's not what we were talking about. But that's in a whole nother podcast topic. But yeah, I mean, I'm not saying she's not a trendsetter. I'm just saying how they became famous.
Yeah.
Difference between famous and stars. Val Kilmer, star, not just famous.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Kobe Bryant, star, not just famous. You know, there's a difference. You know, like Chadwick Boseman was another one who passed away. Star, not just famous.
Yeah.
You know, there's a difference. These are people, even after they're gone, you're like, damn, you're still talking about them. Like, you still talk about their work, you know, and they don't have to do all the extra to be noticed. That's a star. Like, you can see it, you know. I feel like people who are just famous have to be seen all the time. They have to be doing something to keep up appearances.
Yeah.
People
to stay relevant.
To stay relevant. People who are stars and have star power don't have to do that.
Yeah, they don't have to.
That's the difference.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a good way to put it, actually.
They don't have to do that.
Yeah.
Like, they always have to be seen to be famous, you know. Every red carpet. They have to have paparazzi showing them going to a restaurant with this person, that person. No, you're keeping up appearances. You have to stay relevant so people know who you are. Stars don't do that. They don't.
Yeah,
they don't have to do that.
No.
They don't. Right. So yeah, that's the difference between the two. Because everybody's like, oh, I want to be famous. Do you? Or do you want to be a star? Just saying.
You decide.
You decide.
But
and that's a star in any right in your life. Anything in your life, you know. So yeah. But yeah. So I'm sorry that I stole your probably 2 or 3 people.
Yeah.
Michael, Kobe, but Chadwick was one for me too that I think a lot of people...
Well, that one was really shocking too because nobody knew that he was sick.
No, nobody knew he was sick at all.
Yeah.
No, they didn't. I know, I was so bummed because he was so great in Black Panther. The second one just wasn't... It just wasn't the same.
No,
without a minute, sure, you know. I didn't watch the second one. It just, I just couldn't.
Yeah.
And I know that they said how hard it was, like, to film that without him being there. Like, his presence was just so missed. That's what I'm saying. Star. Like, that it's felt so strong from an individual. And he, you know, he's just great. He was great in the movie 42. Was it The Five Bloods? I think he was in. That was a good movie. He actually did a movie with my favorite guy, Billy Zane.
Oh my God! The day he dies, oh my God! You'll take off work for 3 weeks. You won't be able to function.
I know. I knew you were gonna say that. I know.
You'll make a freaking tribute to put on Instagram or some sad music.
I know. It will be sad. I will be so sad. I know. Yeah. I know. Gosh, I don't even want to think about it.
You know, another one for me was Ike Turner.
Oh.
Just kidding.
We are so mean. Oh my God, this is a terrible podcast.
I did like some of his songs though.
We did. We were.
Oh yeah, we We were in the kitchen the other day, and Mom's just in there singing, "A church house, beer house, down, 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 schoolhouse, outhouse, down, 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 on the highway number 19, down, 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 the people keep the city clean, down, down,
We call it Nutbush.
down, 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 down,
Oh, Nutbush.
down, down, you get it."
Call it Nutbush City Limits. Yes, yes. It was amazing.
Yeah, it's Tina Turner song.
I was doing the whole Tina dance and everything.
The Tina dance.
Oh, you know how she would dance on the, you know how Tina dances. Come on.
I guess.
Yeah. And of course, my husband's looking at us like, oh my gosh.
I love that song.
Oh, it's amazing.
Yeah.
Nutbush City Limits. Yes. I love it.
I'm trying to think.
I think I'm definitely going to get me a Tina Turner wig. We're going to have to do I told you we needed to do the content. I told you. Trying to get this kid to do anything is crazy.
I'm trying to think of other people that have passed that was really sad.
I don't know.
Or
Those were the ones that affected me like the most. Definitely.
Yeah, I can't really
I think that the reason why do you think people get so impacted by the death of celebrities?
I don't know. I think it depends. I think some of it is just that obviously if it's like an entertainer or something, you enjoyed their work, but I think it's also the fact that they've just always been there.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And then they're just gone. And it's like I don't know how to describe it. I don't know. Honestly, I don't know. But I think that's a part of it of like that's how it was for me. Like when Michael Jackson died, I was like, because obviously I was born in 2000. He's obviously so the whole time I've been alive, he was alive too. And then he dies. I'm like, oh my God, he's not alive anymore. He's been alive my whole life.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
That's true. Yeah,
that's what I was
that.
thinking, like in my 9-year-old brain. You know?
Yeah, you're like, oh my gosh.
Yeah, I can believe it.
You're like, what? Michael Jackson?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
But I think people build like almost like a relationship with the person in their head.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Not in like a creepy way, but I'm saying like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I do. And I think also it depends on like the type of work that the celebrity has done too and like their impact.
Mm-hmm.
I think that for me, in my opinion, I think that plays a huge role.
Yeah.
Because like what kind of work, there's a lot of celebrities that do a lot of charity work. And I mean, Michael was one of those people that was a caring person and he wanted to help a lot of people. And I think that impacts how we feel towards celebrities as well. And I think if they're helping other people less fortunate, it makes them more in touch and not so much up here. You know what I'm saying? And I think it's just like whenever in the 90s, whenever Kurt Cobain committed suicide, like that was one of the like I think like 95, 96, but I think that or maybe before that 94 maybe I can't remember what year, but it's in the 90s that it was like I remember watching on television, people were just crying and just so devastated by it. And I remember seeing a video of his then wife Courtney Love actually like talking with the mourners, some of the girls there that were crying as she was talking about Kurt and all that. And I think whenever you see something like that somebody who is famous and actually consoling a fan, you know, about it makes it just more real for them. I don't know.
Yeah.
I think it's that they're just like us.
Yeah, you remember that they're just people.
That as well. And I do. I think it's just, and she was talking about how he loved the fans and his music and all of this stuff. And But yeah, I do remember that. Like that pops out for me. Like whenever Kurt Cobain committed suicide. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, I think it's it's things like that. That's why people are impacted in different ways when celebrities die.
I think if they do something that resonates with people.
Yeah, absolutely.
And if somebody makes a song that resonated with you when you were 15, and it's like for a lot of these entertainers are in a lot of people's like core memories.
Yeah.
And have like almost become a part of who you are.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. I absolutely agree with that. Yeah, that's very true.
Who besides, this might be kind of a morbid question, but who, not really, but kind of, who besides Billy Zane will you be the most sad about when they pass?
Oh my gosh. Well, that would be my answer.
Besides Billy Zane. Come on.
Everybody's like, Billy Zane, what? I don't know. Oh my gosh. Let me think. You mean just a celebrity? It could be anybody.
Yeah, celebrity.
Ooh. I'm really drawing a blank here.
I know what mine would be. Maybe not the saddest out of anyone, but
whose would your be?
Don't listen.
I'm not going to judge you.
It's not even like, I feel like you're going to judge me.
Why?
Because it's going to sound like I'm going to sound like crazy.
Why? I'm still thinking of
but
mine.
There's a reason, like I think an actual reason for it. For me, one of the saddest, absolute saddest would be Joe Rogan. And I say that because I've listened to his podcast for so many years.
Okay.
Like for like the last 7 or 8 years, he's been playing in the background of my whole entire life. And I've listened to almost every single episode. You know what I mean? So it's almost, you hear someone, you listen to someone talk for years and years. It's like, you almost feel like you know them. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Okay.
So I think that's one of mine for sure.
Okay. Why would I judge that?
I saw the look you gave me.
It's not like I hate Joe Rogan.
Yeah, no, but it's not because like I'm like
I don't hate him.
It's not because I'm like a super fan or like I'm obsessed with Joe. I'm just saying because I've listened to him for so many years. It's like that would be sad.
But that makes sense though. Like you're in his demographic though. Like he targets young men. So yeah.
Yeah, I guess.
I mean, there's not a lot of women who listen to Joe Rogan.
Of course there are.
Not a whole lot.
I mean, yeah, it's mostly men, but
mostly young men within your age range.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's not a whole lot of women.
There's a few.
There's not even a whole lot of women that even go on his podcast.
That's not true. He's had plenty of women on his
Who?
podcast. What do you mean? I can't name a woman to you. Jewel went on it. That's just the first one. I was thinking of musicians. Jewel went on the podcast.
Okay, who else?
Demi Lovato, Miley Cyrus. Yeah, had a ton of women on.
Oh, well, I don't listen.
You just don't listen.
I'm like, I don't listen to it. I don't know. Let me see. Who would I be sad? I think I will be sad whenever Al Pacino passes. That's gonna be hard.
Al Pacino?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I think once that whole generation is gone, that's gonna be like really sad.
I will be sad when Al Pacino is gone. Yeah. He would be my other one. He might be above Billy Zane, actually.
Really?
Yeah.
Al Pacino?
Yes, I do have some people that I do like better than Billy Zane. Yes. But yeah, I mean, yeah, definitely. I mean, like Al Pacino, because I remember like seeing Scarface for the very first time when I was young. And I remember getting in trouble for watching it at home, and Mom heard the music.
Really?
And she was like, "Turn that movie off."
Oh,
because we watched it, but I was like, "I'm gonna watch that again." And but yeah, I remember watching that, and I was like, "I like that guy." And I have, and then seeing him in The Godfather and all that. Yeah, I mean, I've always, yeah, it'd have to be Al Pacino, I think.
Another one for me is probably Quentin Tarantino.
Oh, yeah. Well.
What do you mean? Oh, why are you discrediting mine? I'm saying I'll be sad. I love his movies.
No,
I'll be
I'm not
sad.
discrediting your. You're just like, Joe Rogan. Okay. Quentin Tarantino. Yeah. Okay.
For me,
Not discrediting you.
Whatever. I'd say probably Stevie Wonder. Stevie Wonder's going to be a hard one for everybody. Everybody loves Stevie Wonder.
Yeah, Stevie Wonder will be hard,
Yeah. Morgan Freeman.
I know, I was just sitting here thinking about Morgan Freeman, too. They're all like, he's sick now, too.
Yeah.
Got dementia, and that voice.
I know. It's iconic.
I know.
It's iconic.
Man, what actors and stars are going to take their place? Nobody could take their place, but
I mean, there's a decent crop of young star actors.
I don't know.
There's a few.
There's a few.
We'll still have Leo, and Brad Pitt.
Yeah.
And then you got the
two.
I'm saying, but those are like the two of that like generation.
I know. I'm talking about the newer generation.
Well, you got like Timothy Chalamet, Zendaya.
Yeah.
Those kind of people.
Yeah.
So there's some.
I don't know a lot of the newer people.
Yeah, I don't really either.
I'm like, who are the new actors and actresses of our time? I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
That's what I'm saying. Are they stars, or are they just famous?
I think Timothy Chalamet is a star. Like he's.
I think he is too. I saw him in the I saw him in the freaking Bob Dylan movie. A complete unknown. Yeah, so he was amazing in that film.
Yeah. He's been great in everything.
Yeah, so he's a star. He's a star.
I think he is. Sydney Sweeney.
Huh?
Never mind. Never mind.
Yeah. Okay. I don't know what that was about.
But yeah, Timothy Chalamet is a star for sure.
Yeah, he is. And yeah, I don't know who else besides him.
Austin Butler.
Yeah, but I haven't seen him in anything else recently. Have you?
He was in Dune Part 2.
Was he? I haven't seen Dune Part 1.
He was in the Bike Riders, which everyone kind of hated. It wasn't a great movie, but
I don't think that has any reflection on the actor. That
no, it doesn't.
Be the writers,
he's still he's in it. He's still has a great performance in it, but I think he's one of those that is incredibly talented.
Yeah, he is. I loved him in Elvis,
and he was so good in Dune Part 2.
Yeah,
incredible performance.
Yeah, he would be. Yeah, he will be good. Yeah, he's a good actor. Yes, definitely. He just needs the right role.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Sometimes I'm just telling you, man. Like some of these Hollywood writers and directors, they just be making some crap.
Yeah.
I'm just saying they do. Like they're just crap. There's not very many good writers out there. It seems like. I mean, they just want to push their whatever agenda, and that's it.
Rachel Zegler, she's a star.
I don't know who she is or what
she played Snow White.
Well, that movie bombed. I don't know what that's going to do for her career, but that's I don't know. I heard you told me that movie was crap.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I haven't watched it, but that seems to be the general consensus.
Yeah.
Like one of the lowest rated movies of all time.
Yeah, I saw it on the news. Online that it was not received very well.
No.
For whatever reason. But yeah, I don't know.
You know who else? I'll say this last one. When Donald Trump dies, I will be sick.
I'm not saying nothing.
I'm gonna curl up into a ball. I'm gonna wear my MAGA merch for at least a month afterwards.
You know what? Tristan's lying because we don't have any MAGA merch in this house. So I don't even know why you sitting there telling that lie to these people out here today. No MAGA merch in this house.
It's just because he was my favorite character in Home Alone 2. So I'll be.
Shut up! Oh my gosh, you're ridiculous. Ridiculous.
Whatever.
Makes no sense. I don't know what's wrong with you. Whatever.
Well, we'll go ahead and wrap this episode up. This has been episode number 48.
48.
48. Do you know how to say 48 in Spanish?
No, you tell me.
48.
No, so you do know Spanish. Okay.
I think that's it. That might be completely wrong.
He's probably saying a completely different number.
I'm just saying a word. It's not even a number.
It's not a number. He doesn't know what it is. I'm just glad that you finally stopped belching. Now I'm belching.
Yeah, the meat went down. It's fine.
I'm tired.
Go follow us on Instagram. What is it? Tay and Tristan Hour, Tay and Tristan Podcast. One of those.
On Instagram, we have 2. This is ridiculous. They're probably like, we don't follow them. They're all over the place. It's Tay and Tristan _podcast.
Mm-hmm.
And then you can also follow. I'm also posting content on my Instagram creator page, which is Shantae B _46.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so
yeah.
And then but yes, we do have like the Tay and Tristan Instagram page as well.
Right.
So
yeah. Go follow us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube at the Tay and Tristan Hour. Like, share, comment, subscribe, do all that stuff. We'll also have a new TikTok page coming soon.
Yes, that Tristan's going to be creating because I can't
she doesn't know the password.
I can't seem to get into my last TikTok page that I made for the podcast, so I do apologize for that. I don't know what happened. I don't know.
She's terrible with passwords.
I know.
She literally is terrible with, like, it's bad. Like, she doesn't know the password or anything. She has to search. If I need a password for something, she has to search for it for like 20 minutes.
That's so bad.
Like, it's crazy.
So bad. And I actually have a book where I can write down all my passwords.
And she doesn't.
Yeah, I know. It's so bad.
Yeah.
It's so bad. We're also on Amazon Music, and I'm also, so Tristan's going to get the TikTok page up. I don't know when.
Soon.
Because where I'm bad with passwords, Tristan is terrible with getting anything started.
It's okay. At least I'll remember the freaking password to TikTok.
So we don't know when the TikTok page it's going to be started, okay?
It'll be coming soon.
We don't know when soon is. So
within the next couple weeks. What? It'll be up soon, I promise. Tay and Tristan.
So are you promising me
or
are you promising our viewers?
I'm promising everyone and myself.
Oh, okay. You have to promise yourself.
Yeah.
Tell me, Tristan, don't forget to do the TikTok page.
Yeah.
And then I'm also rebranding the website as well. So it's still up and running, but rebranding it. So hopefully a whole new look and feel to it.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm also going to be doing and updating a newsletter on the website every month. So yeah, and then I'll probably put out like a short little video explaining more about that as well. So just look out for that. That'll be coming in the next week. So.
All right, this has been episode 48 of the Tay and Tristan Hour. We'll see you next week.
Peace.